Hello, everybody. This is Sylvana Candela, licensed acupuncturist, author, and publisher. And my message for you all in every YouTube video that I do is healing yourself to heal the world or others. And my message for today and my little discussion for today is called Minimalism and Good Health. Now, you may be asking yourself, what does minimalism have to do with good health? Well, I'm going to point out a few things in this short video presentation. You can learn a lot more about it in my book, and other people, have done uh, many videos on the subject of minimalism. And my book, of course, is Gently Heal Thyself, which you can get on Amazon. And so first I'd like to look at the idea of what is minimalism. Okay. Minimalism is basically living a simple life, but it's more than that. And there's a difference, a huge difference between minimalism and poverty. And that's it. The first thing to understand is what is the difference between the two. You do not have to be poor, or that is technically legally poor, that is living below the poverty line, to be a minimalist. And also, those who are living in at least financial wealth are not necessarily abundant, feel that they have abundance. And many times they consider themselves poor or not having enough. Okay. So, how does this affect us when we feel like we never have enough? Like a whole lot is never enough, and it's always too little. How does that feel? What does that do to us? Well, it affects your stress level, for one thing, if you're always living in fear of not having enough or feeling like you never have enough. And when your stress level is high, your emotions and your mental state, your physical health as well, are all interconnected and they're all affected. So that's why this is important, um, especially in these times, or any times really, but in these times that we're going through, to feel as though we're okay in our physical, financial space, regardless of what that is, and how to look at it and reframe that in terms of being a minimalist. Now, I have been a minimalist for decades, and I do live well below the poverty line, so that I'm practicing what I preach here. And I can tell you there's a huge difference between poverty and minimalism, and it's all up here. It's all how you think. A person who is coming from a place of poverty or lack, when confronted with something they want or feel they need, and they may very well need it, they will think, I can't afford that. Whatever it is, oh, I can't afford it. Oh, if I got the money, I can't afford it. Whereas a minimalist or somebody who recognizes that there is a need for whatever it is will look at it and say, how can I afford whatever? Because there is a way. And the way again starts up here. So I'm going to basically share with you just a couple of ideas because I don't want to go on and on for an hour on this subject. And like I said in my book, there's a lot, and there's plenty on the internet on how to live a stress-free minimalist life. It's very good. But here's what I'm going to share with you just to get you started in thinking this way. Okay. The first thing I looked at in terms of what I do, and it helps me a lot. And if you can do this one thing, you've done a lot. And that is effective money management. What is effective money management? Well, it's two things. First, you're looking at what do I really need? Okay. What are my wants and what are my needs? Now, that doesn't mean you can't have your wants. Of course you can. But there's a difference between separating one and the other and knowing what you need and even looking at it. Looking at what do I have and what do I not have? What do I need? Okay. And what are my finances? What is my income? What is my income? What are my expenses? Really looking at the truth of what your financial status is. Keeping track. Now, here's a really important thing. What I'm saying to you is about tracking your finances, tracking your income and your outflow, your in and your out of money. That's not the same as budgeting. It's tracking. Okay. And that way you can see, well, when I buy something, I write it down. You know, um, when you're living on credit cards, very often you just wait until you max out. You have no idea what you're doing as you go along. So that's not tracking, and that's not the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free is okay. Let's look at, let's save all these receipts, or at least write them down in a book somewhere, and really keep track of where the spending is, where it's going. And then very often, and here's the other part, so the budgeting, what I was going to say about budgeting is when I look at it this way as the I wants and I wishes. Okay. And right away, when you start thinking of I want and I wish, you're looking at lack. So that's more the poverty thinking. Now there are those who can disagree with me and feel that, your budgeting is working great. That's good. This is for those who are looking for something different. And this is how I do it as a officially a poor person. Okay, even though I don't consider myself poor, I don't feel poor. I don't wake up in the morning and feel like there's lack everywhere. No, quite the opposite. I feel that my needs are met and my life is full of abundance. And I'm quite happy with what I have, so that's that's not the same as wishful thinking or I want, and I want what I don't have and what I can't have. Oh, I can't have it, I can't afford it. But yeah, if it's something that I really think is important, then I will find a way. How can I afford it? Okay. So another way, and this is something else I'm just going to share real quick, is um, creative ways to reuse instead of going out and shopping. We are shopaholics in our society. We feel as soon as you don't need something, you go out and you buy 10 of them, right? Um, and really, there are so many times that we can just reuse what we have in creative ways. And that's a whole other video that I could go into. It's, not anything I could really say briefly here. If you just look around, well, okay, I will give one brief example because this is one of the things I love. I love glass jars, and I find a great use for glass jars. So whenever when I finish a glass jar, I strip it from the labeling, I wash it out, and I have found some wonderful uses for glass jars where I may have otherwise, uh, bought something. And so looking around at things, when you feel, oh, I need so and so. Wait a second, what do I have that? What do I already have that might do for this? Or so it's reusing and recycling your own products in your own home. And if you're not sure, look it up on the internet. If you feel you need something, like let's say you need a bookshelf or something or other, something to put or a place for your books, look it up on the internet. If you don't have that kind of creative way of thinking, there are plenty of other people like me who do. And you'll get a slew of ideas for what to do with your old stuff. You know, um, Another way, and this is just one more thing I'm going to say about whether or not I decide something is needed, is a needful thing of mine, is as a minimalist, I think my needs are based not so much on what I need, But if I have this thing that I need, that I feel I need, will it in some way benefit others? Um, to me, that's important. I don't need just for me. I need what I need so that I can give back, so that I can give out. As a writer, as an author, that means I have to have something to write on a laptop. As somebody who creates videos and on YouTube, I feel I have to have my selfie light over there, my little, what do you call those? The O-ring lights or something. I forget exactly what they're called. Selfie light, you know. Um, so that becomes a needful thing for me because I'm giving back to others when I create videos or when I write. So anything related. And again, there are still things that I may find a creative use from other, other items that can help fulfill that. And if not, that's okay. Um, you may also ask yourself how it benefits you, how it benefits others, and how it's like the gain is what you receive is what it gives, if that makes sense. Um, in fact, I would say JFK's quote, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And I would also say, ask not what others can do for you. What have you done for me lately? But ask, what can I do for you? And if your things, your wants and needs of material things are going to be a giving thing ultimately that will help you to be a better giver and a better lover of people, then you know it's the right thing. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to have. And you'd be surprised how you can really change your way of living and live with a whole lot less or live with what you have and be able to live within your means and living a minimalist life. Thank you so much for listening today. All of you have a wonderful day. Blessings, peace, and love to you all. Take care.